we are no longer dealing with the party of JFK and the Democratic Party. We are dealing with the party of socialism. And it's so important that you share with your millennial peers why socialism doesn't work, why government takeovers do not work. You know, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one thing she said was, right now we have this hyper-capitalism. What this means is profit at any cost. Capitalism has not always existed in the world, and it will not always exist. Who does that sound like? I'll give you an idea. Karl Marx, listen to this, Communist Manifesto. What the bourgeoisie therefore produces above all are its own gravediggers. Its fall and the victory of the proletariat are equally inevitable. Scary, very scary that a US Congresswoman is mimicking these arguments that we read in none other than the Communist Manifesto. And I've been in academia for a long time. I was at Georgetown, Harvard Law School, spent a year at Oxford, and I'll tell you this, the dangerous ideas used to just sit in the faculty lounge until President Obama became president. And he showed us that dangerous ideas in the faculty lounge can become dangerous ideas in the White House. And we must take them seriously. And as fun as it is to make fun of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she's a member of a party where 60% have a favorable view of socialism. And look at what's happening in Venezuela. Let's talk about Venezuela for a second. Inflation there last year was 10 million%. So a cup of coffee used to cost half a bolivar, that's their currency. It rose to 800 bolivars. 75% of the population has lost 19 pounds. 90% are living in poverty. 7% of the population has fled the country, and they have one of the highest murder rates in the world. Do we want what Venezuela has? Well, one person does. Bernie Sanders, and I swear this is still out there unless he took it down because I've said it a dozen times. If you go on his website in the must-read section, there's an editorial he posted from the Valley News editorial board, and this is literally a quote on a sitting US congressman's website. These days, the American dream is more apt to be realized in Venezuela. That's scary. It's scary. Go look it up. It was there when I last checked 4 months ago, and I took screenshots in case he decides to take it down. But But here's the thing, Democrats are becoming smarter because Bernie says, oh, I'm not talking about Venezuela. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about Norway. I'm talking about Denmark. I'm talking about the Nordic countries. Well, let's talk about that. Let's go through some of these ideas. Single-payer health care, which, by the way, in 2013, Bernie had 0 co-sponsors. He now has 1/3 of the United States Senate, 2/3 of the United States House of Representatives, and nearly every single Democrat 2020 contender. Single-payer health care, look at what it did to Canada. Up in Canada, wait times have doubled since it began. You look at it, takes 5 months to see a specialist. One study estimated that 60,000 women could have died waiting for health care in the last 15 years. The United Kingdom's no better. You look over at the United Kingdom, and they had their worst accident and emergency wait times on record. And the BBC said, and this is a quote, it is estimated there are up to 9,000 deaths in hospitals each year caused by failings in NHS care. That's the National Health Service over in Britain. So not such a good idea. Free college, another one. It sounds great, right? I'd love to get rid of my student loan debt I'm still paying off and will be for the next decade. But it doesn't work. It simply doesn't work. Bernie used to have 0 co-sponsors on this. He now has 7. And you look where it's been tried, the United Kingdom, they tried free tuition. And what it did is it exacerbated inequality, depleted student resources, and has been a disaster, which is why they had to get rid of it. Then you go to universal basic income. They have their biggest now sponsor of all in the form of President Obama endorsing universal basic income. This is another one that failed. It was tried in Finland. It failed. They had to get rid of the program. And then let's not, forget the cost of all this. $3.6 trillion for universal basic income. $93 trillion for the asinine Green New Deal. I mean, these are horrible policies that would wreck the economy, completely blow up everyone's taxes, but this is what the Democratic Party is now for.
Hey everybody, this is Charlie Kirk, founder and CEO of Turning Point USA. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Turning Point USA.